Hi, my name is Peggy Sue, and I run the Classic Nickelodeon Fan Blog. Now, I get a lot of emails from people asking me, "Oh, can you help me remember this? Can you help me remember that?" And they'll give me, the first thing I ask them is, "Well, how old are you and how much do you remember?" So we'll go through this process back and forth of they'll tell me what they remember, how old they are. And a lot of people don't understand why I ask how old they are. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because I have boiled classic Nickelodeon fans down into two categories. Now, I'm about to turn 48 at the end of June. So people around my age, a little older, a little younger, they would be called true fans. We were the first generation to see Nickelodeon when it was in its infancy, back in the late 70s and early, all the way from the late 70s through the early 80s. I graduated high school in 1987, so that's about where my years kind of cut off, 86, 87. Then you have what I call the new fans. So there's the true and the new. The new fans are people who are about 10 years younger than me, again, give or take. And they grew up on watching Nickelodeon right around the end of the 1980s through about the mid 90s, and again, give or take a little on each side. And so that's kind of where the dividing line is drawn, at least for me. Because fans my age, we remember all of the shows from the 80s, but the 90s fans, they weren't there to see them. They weren't there to see the shows. They can look back and they can see clips from different shows, but I mean, that's all they've got. They weren't there. And I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. It's my very first broadcast. So yeah, thank you for supporting my blog. I hope that kind of helps a little bit with the line of kind of who's who, what generations we fall into, and if if you need help finding a show, usually finding the name of a show or who was in it. I know a lot of us search for things online. I certainly do. And it's getting better. There are many, many more hours of Pinwheel on YouTube than we originally thought. And those are always fun to watch. There are, I believe, I want to say, there are some today's specials. I'm sure you probably all remember today's special with Jeff and Jody and Sam and Muffy. Several of those are online. There are several clips from You Can't Do That on Television. And so it's fun to look back. Now, I think the 90s kids, it's easier for you guys to find what you're looking for because Nickelodeon kind of goes crazy over you guys. They have the 90s are all that. That they air, I want to say that's on their Teen Nick. I have Cable One, and they dropped the MTV package, which included all of the MTV channels and the VH1 channels and all of the Nickelodeon channels. So I can't remember where that lies. But so you guys, it's a lot easier for you guys. My blog is more for people my age who we remember things like The Adventures of Black Beauty or Science International, which is also known as What Will They Think of Next. We remember Vegetable Soup, which was always also on PBS. So we remember some of these quirky things. Some of us even remember, believe it or not, we actually remember the male mime that used to come on in between the shows. And they would play the Teresa Brewer song in the background, music, music, music. Now, if you don't know what that song song is, go and look it up, and you will recognize it when she gets to the chorus. But so yeah, so that's who I am. That's who my blog is aimed at. Sometimes we have stuff for 90s kids. There are a lot of crossover shows. Pinwheel was on Nickelodeon. It started in QB in Ohio on the QB network or channel. I don't know how they just. Anyway, Nickelodeon bought it, and so that ran until 1990. Everybody remembers You Can't Do That on Television. A lot of people remember Today's Special, but the most popular one, I have to say, besides You Can't Do That on Television, would be Double Dare, of course, with Mark Summers. So we don't have to fight about which era was the best. Personally, I think it was the 80s. I don't like what Nickelodeon did in the 90s. I don't like all of those cartoons and all that stuff, and don't get me started. But, we can find common ground. There doesn't always have to be a battle. But, so, yeah. So, thank you for supporting my blog. And thank you for the emails. And I guess that's all for now. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.